G'day Bomber fans, I know it's grand final day, but there are more important things to talk about. Essendon have beaten Melbourne in the AFLW round 5, yes. We said this game was a must-win for the girls, and we won. To say we won is an understatement. We absolutely belted the Demons. It was 72-7, 65-point winners, a huge margin. It's the biggest AFL win for our girls ever, and fun fact, well not fun, it's pretty sad, but it's the biggest win for the Bombers, including the men's team, since 2021, round 22, 2021, when we beat the Suns by 68 points. Since then, the men have played 70 matches and haven't won by more than the girls just won by. So let that one sink in. The boys can't put teams to bed, but the girls can. It was an ultra impressive and much needed win, and much needed percentage boost as well. We have almost evened out those big losses from earlier in the year. Our percentage isn't far off 100 now, so let's talk about the game. Alrighty, quarter by quarter recap. Daria Bannister set the tone early. She was a hassle. She was causing all sorts of problems inside 50. The Ds couldn't do anything. We kicked the first 3 goals of the game, 4 of the first 5, and Bannister had 3 of them. I thought maybe the Ds would rally after a youngster up there kicked her first career goal, but we responded soon after to settle the nerves and head into quarter time with a cheeky 17-point lead. Elise Gamble continued her strong start to the year, kicking another goal early in the second term after a strong mark. There wasn't much scoring after that, but Maddie Pesparkis got the crowd up and about with our 6th goal of the game late into the second, shushing the vocal Demons fans who unfortunately didn't have too much to cheer about from this point on. I say unfortunately, but it was pretty fun to watch. We scored 2 goals 3 in the second, and in the third we scored 2 goals 2. And for the second quarter, we kept the second straight quarter, we kept the D scoreless. We probably should have done more, to be honest. We were all over them. We were all over them all day, but the third, they just did not even seem to be in the game, even close to in it. We were plus 12 for inside 50s, added heaps to our tally for the day. The game was done by this stage, 53-7 at 3-quarter time. There is no coming back from that. Even in the AFL, that is near impossible. The Ds would have had to seriously rally hard to reduce that margin in the last. Did they rally in the last? No, they did not. It was just as bad. We piled on 3 more goals, kept them scoreless yet again. 3 quarters in a row we kept them scoreless. Everyone was getting involved. Amber Clark kicked her second. Steph Kane got in on the action. Jackie Vogt scored late. We completely demolished the Demons, 72-7 in the end. The Demons scored their first and last goal and last score of the game with 3 minutes to go in the first. After that stage, they didn't do anything. It was an unfortunate and embarrassing day for the Demons. Their season is done. Ours is back. Great day for us. Horrible day for them. Let's talk about it. Right, let's just rattle off some of these crazy numbers. We know the score, but how did the score come to be that bad, or good, I guess, for us? We completely killed them in the midfield. We were plus 39 for contested possessions, plus 50 for uncontested possessions, plus 13 for clearances, despite being down 21 for hitouts. Steph Wales was actually beaten for once. We had 50 more kicks and went around 4% more efficiency. We had over double the amount of inside 50s, 26 more in fact. Our efficiency inside 50 was around 38%. It doesn't sound great. Melbourne's was 4%. That is wild. 12 marks inside 50 to 1. These are just numbers you don't really hear much. We had 3 less tackles, but 9 more inside 50. It was just an all-round domination in every single aspect of the game. It's hard to find a single area that we lost out in. I can't think of anything we did worse than Melbourne. Even in some proper beltings, you can find silver linings, but there is nothing for Melbourne here. We completely owned every single aspect of this game, which is super pleasing. It was a professional and ruthless performance from start to finish. I really liked our pressure. It started early and didn't drop off. Not just tackling and body on body, but just pressure with ball in hand, putting the ball in dangerous areas. And to be fair, I should have mentioned this by now, but Melbourne have had some bad injuries. They've lost a few really good players this year. They had another one on the day, but we really made them pay. We really put them on the back foot and made their unexperienced players feel the heat. They really didn't have much time to think or do anything, especially inside D50. Their D50, not ours. It was a ruthless performance. The type of game we've been calling out for the men to play for years now. We could have beat North or West Coast or Richmond like this, but we didn't. Our girls, however, put a team outside the bottom 4 at the time to the sword. We get to play Gold Coast later in the year, or next week actually. We should be doing the exact same thing to them that we did to Melbourne yesterday. It was also really good to see an even spread of performances. The votes for the first time all year were really, really hard to pick because there were maybe 8 or 9 or even more of that that could have entered the 5, maybe even 10 to be honest. And that's what happens when every area performs so well. The backline stood tall. The midfield was ridiculously uneven, the contest. Everyone was a threat at some stage up forward. 12 of the 15 top ball winners were on our team. Really, to sum this up, it was a training drill. We say that a lot about big wins, but this was on another level. It was tight for maybe 1 or 2 minutes, and then for the rest of the game it was not even a contest. It's a great game to be part of before a quick 4 or 5 day turnaround. Our next game is on Wednesday. I'll preview that in a second after the votes, but to have an easy win like this before a short break is great. And no one was injured, and our soon-to-be opponents had a very different experience. I'll talk about that later. All in all though, great win, great response after a disappointing loss. Can't find anything to be unhappy about here, so let's get on to the votes. 1 vote to Steph Kane. She's had a really good year as our captain. She's lifted so much without too good. She was really good in the guts. 19 touches, a goal, 3 clearances, 400 metres gained. 2 votes to Brooke Walker, who's become our fix-it player. We've been throwing her in different positions to cover holes and fix up areas of the ground. This was her best game of the year. 21 touches, 13 kicks, 6 score involvements, 5 clearances. 3 votes to Georgia Clark, who was a genuine brick wall. She was so solid down back, didn't get beaten. Team high interceptions with 8. 3 contested marks, more than anyone on the ground. I really wanted to give her more votes, but the next 2 were just nuts. 4 to Prasparkas, 32 disposals, a goal, 7 clearances. Absolutely crazy. I only have Bannister getting more votes because she won that game in the first quarter. She was the difference early. She ended with 4 goals, 15 disposals. Her tackling pressure was immense. Her hands were super sticky. It's her best game so far as a bomber. Some unlucky not to get votes. Nanscorn, Georgia G was great. Sophie Alexander, Van der Heuvel and Gay were good again. Keeney again. So many players. It was just an even spread of performances across the board. The overall tally, Maddie Prasparkas leads on 14 votes, 1 more than Maddie Gay, who was unlucky not to poll this game. There's a bit of a gap there with Nanscorn and Bannister on 9 each. Steph Kane is 5th with 8, a couple behind her on 7. Georgia Clark is now 8th, she has 4. 2 more to Brooke Walker, and then there are 2 girls on 1. Bess Keeney on screen there, but also Amy Gaylor, who is 11th off screen. It's a really tight count, a few good players potentially in All-Australian form for us, epic stuff. Quick preview for our next game. We play the Swans at Windy Hill on Wednesday night, so get out to there after work. The ladder for this round isn't quite done yet, more games to be played. We are, however, no matter what, going to finish ahead of the Swans to end the round, thanks to our percentage boost. We've both played 5 games, 1-2, which of course means this is almost a sudden death type game. The loser probably misses finals. It's near impossible to make finals if you're 2 from 6. It is too short a season to come back from that. So we really need to win this game to stay in touch with the 8. We probably go in favourites as well, especially at home after the Swans suffered a disappointing loss against the Dogs yesterday as well. And during that loss, their star All-Australian ruck has actually injured her foot, so she will not be playing, so that's advantage Essendon because of that. We should really go in and win this game. It's a big test for us and a great opportunity for us to go out and really start our season. If we're 3-3 going into the Gold Coast game, it's on. The finals train is back. Our next 3 games actually are against Sydney, Gold Coast and the Bulldogs, and realistically we probably should be winning all 3 of those games. That should be the expectation. We would be 5-3 if we win those games. So it's exciting times, especially with some injured players closer to returning as well. Too Good will probably be back in a couple of weeks, or 2 or 3 weeks. But that is that for now. Review done. Great win for the girls. It was fun to come home from work and rewatch that game. Hopefully Wednesday is the same. Like if you enjoyed, subscribe if you're new to the channel, and as always, go Bombers.